Thanks for joining us for InFocus. Lately there have been 10 sexual assaults on Berkeley's South Campus, so today we're here to talk with UCPD Assistant Chief Mitch Celaya about some ways that we can stay safe. So I'm sure you're aware of what's been going on South Campus with the assaults and everything. I was wondering if you could give us some tips about what women specifically, but people in the university community as a whole can do.
Yeah, and I wouldn't characterize it as just for females or women. Really, this should be for everyone. But in our environment, we're in an urban environment, and the campus is not immune from crime. It's like any other place, particularly in an urban environment. And so, regardless of who you are, if you're going to be out late at night, is to one, just be cognizant of what's going on around you. Kind of have an awareness. Use known walking routes, main thoroughfares, streets that are well lit. Walking in groups, walking with a friend. I mean, if you need to be out late at night, past 10 o'clock, midnight, 2 a.m., is walking with friends and walking in a group as opposed to walking by yourself. The other thing is our OWL line service. Our OWL line service, again, is run by our Community Service Officer program. It runs from 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. It's a door-to-door service. Our CSOs, our community service officers, have a vehicle. Usually it's a van. Sometimes it's, depending on the calls for service, it's just a regular vehicle, and they'll pick an individual up from where they're at, and they'll drive them basically to the door where they need to go.
What about things like, I know my sorority ordered pepper spray as an option, and anyone could sign up to get it. Do you think that kind of thing works? Or what about, I've heard also you could carry your keys like this in your hand when you are walking alone. What would you recommend?
Well, for pepper spray, that's a personal choice. It's kind of like the little stun guns and pepper spray. Those are personal choices, and there are advantages and disadvantages to having that. I mean, because when you put those tools in your hands, just realize that potentially they can be used to defend yourself, but they can be used against you. A whistle is a great thing to have. Our crime prevention officer hands out. We have a ton of free, very loud and annoying whistles. And one thing is, bad guys typically don't like bringing attention to themselves. And so if you're being, assaulted or bothered, it's being very loud, going to a populated area, a well-lit area, but also bringing attention to yourself. Because if you bring attention to yourself, which the bad guy doesn't want, they tend to run off. And so a whistle is a good thing to have.
And if someone did come up, say I was walking and someone came up behind me, what's the best thing to do or the best way to protect myself?
I don't encourage students to attack the attacker. One is to kind of break contact and go for help. We have a number of emergency phones on campus, in parking lots, and in the South Campus, the blue light phones. Mm-hmm. Going into a business, going to a populated street like Durant might be a good place, because typically there's always somebody there.
Any last tips you would like to offer about staying safe?
Well, I think, walking in well-lit areas, walking in common walking routes, walking with other people if you're going to be out late at night. Definitely using our safety services, whether it's our Bear Walk service, our night safety shuttle service, utilizing those service programs. I highly recommend. They're very popular, and again, our priority is the student safety. And the other thing is, if students see anything, because students see a lot of things going on around them, and if they see anything suspicious or something out of the ordinary, please call us. Call the Berkeley Police Department. Call us. We'll make contact. We'll make sure things are okay. I mean, usually people's gut instincts are pretty much right on, and if they see something that doesn't seem right, it probably is not. And of course, if it is legitimate, then that's fine. We make contact. We make sure things are okay, and we make sure everybody's safe.
Great. Thank you so much for meeting with us today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.